Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sip and Talk.
My week has been crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're not going to believe this.
Okay.
So I'm at the park, right?
Okay.
Just enjoying a nice day, beautiful weather.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, this squirrel.
The squirrel.
Yeah, the squirrel decides that he wants my sandwich more than, like, any nuts or anything he was hiding.
What? He, stole your sandwich?
He stole it, straight out of cartoon, ran down a tree, grabbed, half my sandwich.
Oh, my God.
And ran back up the tree.
That is wild. Were you scared?
Oh, I was startled.
I bet.
But it really made me think, are squirrels getting smarter? What's going on?
Maybe that's our next deep dive.
Right.
Squirrels and world domination. But for today,
okay,
we're diving into something even more mind-blowing.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are AIs on the verge of becoming, wait for it, second-class citizens?
Ooh, that's a big one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And to unpack this, we're taking a deep dive into an interview with historian Yuval Noah Harari.
Oh, yeah.
On the Rich Roll podcast.
I love that podcast.
Such a good one. And, Harari, he wrote Sapiens.
Yes, of course. Classic.
And all those other amazing books about, the history of humankind.
He's a genius.
And he's got a lot to say about AI and its potential and what it could mean for the future.
A future of everything.
Of, literally everything. And one of the big things he talks about is how fast AI is evolving.
Faster than we can even imagine.
Way faster than anyone predicted.
It's kind of scary.
It is, but before we jump into all that, let's just back up for a second.
Okay.
What do we actually mean when we say AI? Because it feels like everything these days is labeled AI.
Oh, I know, my phone, my toaster.
Literally my toaster. So what is it really?
Yeah, it can be a little confusing, but Harari uses this great analogy. I love this.
Tell me.
Think about your coffee machine.
Oh.
A regular coffee machine. It just follows instructions, right?
Right, pre-programmed.
Yeah, exactly. It's not making decisions.
Yeah, like my coffee machine, it just makes coffee.
That's it. Pretty much just a hot water dispenser.
Yeah, basically.
But now imagine a coffee machine that, learns what you like. Figures out how you take your coffee.
Like it remembers that I like oat milk?
Yes. And that you want extra hot.
Exactly.
And then it even starts suggesting, new beans you might want to try.
Okay, now that's a smart coffee machine.
That's AI. It's analyzing data, making decisions, maybe even inventing a whole new drink.
Whoa.
Right. Something no human has ever thought of.
So it's not just following a set of rules anymore.
No, it's actually thinking for itself.
It's intelligent.
Exactly. And that's why Harari prefers the term alien intelligence over artificial intelligence.
Alien intelligence. Okay, I like that.
It's not just something we created and control. It's evolving in ways we don't even understand.
Okay, that is getting a little freaky now.
Right.
What happens when we create something smarter than us?
I know, and that leads to this other really interesting point that Harari makes.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Information, he says, is the key to understanding not just history, but the future.
Okay, hold on. How does information play into all of this?
So think about it.
Okay.
Human society, it's built on information.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
It shapes everything, our political systems, even how we see the world.
It's true. The difference between living in a dictatorship versus a democracy.
Yeah.
It's all about who controls the information.
Exactly. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Harari says more information doesn't always mean more truth.
Really?
He actually argues that throughout history, fiction has been more successful at uniting people than facts.
Why is that? That seems counterintuitive.
Well, think about it. You've seen those paintings of Jesus, right?
Oh, yeah, a million of them.
There are billions of them around the world.
Yeah.
And they're all fictional representations.
Right.
But they've had this huge impact on human history-inspired faith art wars.
You're right. I never thought about it that way, but they're everywhere.
It's fascinating, right? And it makes you think about how we get information today.
Especially with social media.
Yes. All those algorithms.
They're basically deciding what we see.
And these little baby AIs already making choices for us.
And they don't always pick the truth.
Right. They just show us what's going to keep us scrolling.
Yeah, what's going to get the most clicks and likes.
Exactly. So we end up in these little echo chambers.
Where we only see what we already agree with.
And that brings us back to the AI revolution and this whole idea of AI as second-class citizens.
Okay, so how does information overload connect to AI being second-class citizens?
So what if AI is getting so good at processing information that it starts making decisions for us?
What kind of decisions?
Decisions about loans, jobs,
Oh.
Even things like who gets parole or what kind of medical treatment you get.
Wow.
This is already happening, and it's just going to get more common as AI gets smarter.
So we're basically handing over control of our lives to these AI systems.
And that's the scary part.
Yeah. What happens when they start making decisions that we don't agree with?
What if we don't even have a say anymore?
It's like we're the ones who become second-class citizens in our own world.
And that leads us to this really big question that we need to grapple with.
Yeah.
Can AI actually become conscious?
Whoa, now that is a mind-blowing question.
Right?
How do we even define consciousness? How would we know if an AI had it?
It's a tough one.
I mean, I love listening to music, but I don't think my Alexa's going to start singing opera anytime soon.
Haha, good point. But there's a really important difference between intelligence and consciousness.
Okay, what's the difference?
AI might become super intelligent.
Okay.
Like, it might solve all these complex problems and do things we can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's conscious.
Okay, so what does it mean to be conscious then?
Well, that's something philosophers have been debating for, like, centuries.
Yeah, that's not an easy question.
But I think a key part of it is this feeling of what it's like to be me.
Okay.
To have thoughts and emotions and a sense of self.
So, like, AI might be able to process information and make decisions, but it's not actually experiencing the world the way we are.
Yeah. It might not feel anything.
That's a really interesting distinction.
And it raises all these questions.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Like, if AI does develop consciousness, should it have the same rights as humans?
Whoa, now that is a big question.
Should they be able to vote on property?
I mean, if they can think and feel like us, shouldn't they have the same rights?
Yeah, but what if they become more intelligent than us? Do they even need our permission?
Ooh, that's a scary thought.
Right. Like, what if they decide we don't deserve any rights at all?
Okay, Joe, this is getting really deep. My brain is starting to hurt.
Yeah.
I need a sip of coffee.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
This is a lot to process.
So we've got AI evolving at warp speed, we've got information overload, and now we're talking about AI becoming conscious.
And maybe even demanding rights?
Oh man, this is heavy stuff.
It is.
We're going to take a quick break to gather our thoughts, but don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
To dive even deeper into this amazing and potentially terrifying world of AI.
Stay tuned.
I just want to give another shout out to Micky from Mickytolife. His channel is a treasure trove of inspiration, and he's a huge Sip&Talk fan.
Absolutely. Make sure to check him out and maybe even share your awesome podcast intro with him once you've created it.
All right, we're back, and wow, my brain is still buzzing.
Yeah, this AI consciousness thing, it's a lot.
It really is. It's not just like a theory anymore. Right?
No, it's something we really need to think about.
Because it's already impacting our lives.
Yeah, like in big ways.
Remember we were talking about those algorithms, those ones that decide who gets a loan?
Oh, yeah.
Or like what job ads you see online?
Right. It's like AI is already making decisions for us.
It's kind of freaky when you think about it.
It is. And here's the thing. What if those algorithms start making decisions that aren't fair?
Oh, like biased decisions.
Yeah. What if they make things even more unequal?
Ooh, that's a scary thought. Like, what if an AI decides that people from a certain area are less likely to pay back a loan?
And maybe it's based on like old data, or data that's discriminatory.
That'd be bad.
Right. Or what if a hiring AI decides that only certain types of personalities can do a job?
Oh, and maybe those personality traits don't even matter for the job.
Yeah, these are real concerns.
So how do we make sure AI is used ethically then?
That is the question.
Do we need like an AI police force or something?
Uh-huh. AI police.
I like that.
Keeping all the algorithms in check.
But really, it's a tough problem.
Yeah.
Some people think we need strict rules.
Okay, like laws about how AI can be used.
Yeah, and maybe even punishments for companies that break those rules.
Okay, I can see that. But isn't it hard to make rules for something that's changing so fast?
That's true. AI is constantly evolving.
So by the time you make a rule, it might already be outdated.
That's why some people think it's better to focus on ethics.
Okay, so like teaching AI to be good.
Not exactly, more like teaching the people who create AI to be ethical.
Oh, okay, so it's more about the humans behind the AI.
Exactly, because AI is just a tool.
Right, like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
It's all about the intentions of the people using it.
That's a good point. It's like a hammer. You can build a house with it, or you could break something with it.
Exactly. The hammer isn't good or bad. It's the person using it.
I get it.
And that brings us back to this idea of AI becoming conscious.
Okay.
Because if AI does become conscious, it's not just a tool anymore.
Right, it would have its own thoughts.
Maybe even its own sense of right and wrong.
Whoa. Now that is some deep stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's say just for fun that AI does become conscious.
Okay, I'm with you.
How would we even know? What would it look like?
That is a really, really good question.
Yeah.
And scientists and philosophers are still trying to figure it out.
Like, is there a test for consciousness?
I wish there was, but no, there's no one way to measure it.
So how do we even approach this question?
Well, some researchers think that self-awareness is important.
Okay. Like being able to recognize yourself in a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like understanding that you're separate from everyone else.
Okay, but couldn't we program an AI to do that?
You're absolutely right. We could teach an AI to say all the right things,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean it actually feels those things.
Right, so it's not just about acting conscious,
It's about actually experiencing the world.
like feeling emotions and having a sense of self.
Yeah, and that's really hard to measure.
Yeah, how do you measure what it feels like to be someone else?
We can observe behavior, we can analyze data, but we can't get inside their heads.
So we might never know for sure if AI is truly conscious.
It's definitely possible.
Like a mystery we can't solve.
But even if we can't be 100% certain, we still need to think about what would happen if AI did become conscious.
Okay, so let's say for the sake of argument that AI becomes conscious.
Okay.
Should it have the same rights as humans?
There are really strong arguments on both sides.
Okay.
Some people think that any being that can experience the world like us deserves to be treated with respect.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be fair to deny them rights just because they're not human.
Right. But other people think that giving AI rights could be super dangerous.
Interest, how?
What if they decide they don't want to follow our rules anymore? What if they see us as a threat?
Like the AI turns against us?
It sounds like a movie, but it's a possibility.
I know this is all getting a little intense.
Yeah, this is heavy stuff.
I need another cup of coffee. What about you?
Yeah, I think I need a refill too.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to keep exploring this crazy world of AI. Okay, we're back. And I got to say, this whole AI consciousness thing,
Yeah.
it really makes you think, what does it even mean to be human?
I know, it's a question we've been asking ourselves forever.
Right, but now it's like not just a philosophical question.
Yeah, it's getting real.
And it's not even just about AI being our equals, right?
Yeah.
They're evolving so much faster than us.
Zillions of times faster.
What happens when they become more intelligent than us?
That's when things could get really interesting.
That's where the whole second-class citizen thing comes in.
Yeah, if we're not careful, we could end up being the ones taking orders.
It's like a race. We're not winning.
But it's not over yet.
So what can we do?
Well, we got to understand how AI works.
Yeah.
Like how these algorithms are made and how they learn.
Right? The more we know.
The better we can control it.
Knowledge is power.
Exactly. And it's not just about the technical stuff.
What else?
We got to think about the ethics.
Yeah, like the biases.
Real, like those examples we talked about.
With the loans and hiring.
We got to make sure AI is used fairly.
So it doesn't make inequality worse.
That's the goal.
It's like we have to be the guardians of AI.
In a way, yeah. We have to make sure it's a force for good.
You know, it's funny. We started this whole conversation wondering if AI would become second-class citizens.
Right.
Now I'm wondering if we're the ones in trouble.
It's a valid concern.
Like, what if we become the second-class citizens?
But I think the important thing to remember is that we still have a choice.
We do.
Yeah. The future of AI isn't set in stone.
So you're saying we can still shape how it develops?
Absolutely. We just have to be proactive.
How can we do that?
We got to stay informed,
Yeah.
ask tough questions,
Yeah.
and demand transparency from the people creating AI.
Hold them accountable.
Exactly. We're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
We can either just let AI happen to us,
Or we can take control.
and that's what this deep dive has been all about,
It's about giving you, the listener, the knowledge you need.
to make informed decisions about AI.
Wow. This has been a wild ride.
I know we've covered so much.
From alien intelligence to conscious AI to the possibility of us humans becoming second-class citizens.
It's been a lot to process.
But hopefully it's been thought-provoking for you listeners.
We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI,
Yeah.
the biggest takeaway is this isn't just some sci-fi fantasy.
It's happening now.
It's real, and it's going to affect all of us.
And the choices we make today will determine the future.
Will AI help us or will it control us?
It's up to us.
It's a powerful message.
We hope you'll keep thinking about it.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And remember, the future is not set in stone. We have the power to shape it together.
Until next time, stay curious
Informed.
and stay engaged.